Modelland is your new home. 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 The older Bellas sang. Welcome to the Superdome. Dome, sang the older Bellas. For you XX chromosomed. Zomed. The Bellas echoed. Modelland is your new home. Hey everybody, it's Legend Wings back with my friend Kaylee.
Hi
and
guys.
Today we're bringing back another couple chapters of Modelland. The good book.
Yep.
So what happened last time? We had two very short chapters.
Yep.
Where we picked up two new characters.
We heard about the gizzards or whatever,
Yeah,
and then
the
didn't hear about them again, and I'm
Nope.
still kind of salty about that.
Nope.
I really wanted to know
What the hell was going on in that chapter?
Yeah.
And the following chapter? Yeah.
Yep, with the hand person.
Yeah.
The hand person.
Le Applause or some Guru Applause or whatever
Yeah.
her name is, and okay.
I don't know what was going on with those chapters.
It's just
But yeah,
really-
so they've arrived at Modelland, or maybe just the base of the mountain.
yeah, they're like at the gates. They just walked through the gates.
Yep.
C Tilda L helped usher them through because
yep.
she's the one who scouted them out. Like this big, she's a 777. She's like the best of the best models, and she's kind of snarky. What's the word I'm thinking of? She's
Well, she reminds us of April.
from Parks and Rec.
So I feel like I think it'd be very easy to read her voice in like an apathetic tone.
Yeah.
She definitely has
Yeah.
some of her own issues with Modelland, and it sounds like the practices that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see her interactions and see if she shows up more in what she has to say versus everyone else.
Be interesting to see. I have mixed feelings of her as a character. Maybe she might be the only good person here. Who knows?
I'm still confused about her powers.
Just does whatever she wants, I think. That's her power. Just does whatever she wants.
There's no rules for magic, guys. It's fine.
No rules for magic. No rules for species or creatures or anything in this world. Because I thought it was all humans, and then you introduce like gizzards and
That's-
the hand-faced lady.
That are apparently like, yeah, yep,
Yeah.
there's something.
Yep.
All right, chapter 14. Aurencia Rosa di Sicilia. Maybe. I don't
think
know.
so. I
Maybe.
think
Close
so.
enough. It sounds...
Close enough.
Close enough.
Believable.
The gates creaked open to reveal a path through a large entrance hall. Lining the entrance on both sides of the hall were about 20 statues of women, each more glorious and stunning than the one before. Tookie, Shiraz, Dylan, and Piper slowly walked down the path, awestruck and a little frightened. The statues were massive, and all were in very distinctive poses. One with chin-length hair was doing a split midair. Another with a high ponytail that draped all the way to the ground had limbs that roped around her body like a pretzel. A sign above the figures read, "If you do not respect us, we will shake, rattle, and roll you."
Okay.
All right. Who are they? Tookie thought. What are they? After they exited the Hall of Statues, they entered a large clearing. Laser fireworks zinged above them. Laser fireworks? That...
Lasers.
What?
Lasers that go boom?
It's not how lasers or fireworks work, but okay.
Sure.
So here, I think I get what it's trying to say, and I just don't think they had a way to describe it.
yeah.
So, because the whole sentence is, laser fireworks zinged above them, forming the letters BIENVENUE one at a time, then WILLKOMMEN, and finally BENVINGUDA. So, welcome in
Basically,
multiple languages.
Multiple language. It took me a while because when you were
And-
spelling welcome in, I'm just like, what?
English, and it's been established that at least Tookie and some of the others speak in English. Why didn't she spell out welcome?
Yeah.
Like, I get that bienvenue and willkommen mean welcome. I don't know what language the last one was, but I think you could just substitute out the last one for welcome.
Yeah, I would have.
Just because then at least, like, if you happen to not know the other ones, you'd know welcome.
I would have just said the fireworks spelled out welcome in multiple languages.
Yeah.
And just stop showing off, Tookie.
Yep.
That's all this is.
The words fluttered to dust, which tickled the girls when it touched their skins. The scent of rich, sweet citrus filled Tookie's nostrils, making her mouth water. "I'm smelling something good," Shiraz waved the scent in the air towards her nose. "It's Arancia Rosa di Sicilia," Piper explained clinically. "Arancia what?" Dylan snorted at the air hard. "I think it's blood orange," Tookie said tentatively. "The pulp looks like blood, but they taste so good. This place is so beautiful, it's blowing my mind. Don't faint, girl," Dylan chanted to herself. "Don't faint." A crystalline, all-glass skyscraper stood before them. It towered high into the sky, shaped like a giant M. The building glowed from the inside as though radioactive. Radioactive has a usually a negative connotation.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of...
You could have said it would, like, glowed neon.
Or just glowed from the inside.
Yeah.
Because... if you're just, usually, I feel like if you're going to try and describe something, the words you pick to help describe, their context plays a role.
Yeah.
So, if you're describing something as radioactive, usually that will have a bad connotation, which is just so strange when it's juxtaposed with Modelland, which is supposed to be this, like, glowing, like...
Right.
Not paradise, but like this like glowing, beautiful place that all these girls are so excited to enter.
Yeah.
So it just gives me weird vibes that Tookie's seeing it and she thinks radioactive. "Have you ever seen anything like this?" Shiraz sang out, stretching her arms and spinning around. "I'll give you my firstborn if you stop singing everything," Dylan muttered.
"How does she know?
People looking.
She's yours."
Don't sing. It's okay. You know, let's just walk. Can we walk?
But then she shot Shiraz a good-natured smile. A line of 10 girls in matching attire waited in the distance. They looked older than the new Bellas and appeared to be from all different parts of the world. Some had blonde hair, others had hooded eyes, and others had ebony skin. Strangely, however, their different skin tones and hair colors aside, they kind of resembled each other. They wore two-tone yellow, pointy-shouldered vests and matching leotards over tight pants. Their cinturas looped around their waist twice. Shiny diamond-shaped badges fastened to their chests read, "Modelland Bella Tour Guide." The troop of uniformed girls surveyed Tookie, Dylan, Shiraz, and Piper as they neared, shooting questioning looks at each other. The question was obvious. What are those four doing here? "I'm wondering that myself," Tookie thought nervously. Come, come, the tour guides called to the advancing girls. Tookie headed towards them. Smooth, seamless gold paved the plaza in front of the M building. As she began to cross it, the ground started to move a bit, wobbling and shimmering ever so slightly. "Reflection inspection," one of the uniformed girls bellowed. Suddenly, the gold surface bubbled and curved upward around the line of uniformed girls. With astonishing speed, the material melded into perfect three-dimensional gold versions of each of them. "Oh, my lordy," Dylan clutched her breast. The guides surveyed themselves in their gold reflections, fixing a hair out of place and a smudge of lipstick. The liquid gold substance mimicked them exactly, a mirror image in 3 dimensions. Then the guide's reflections quickly dropped back into the ground, which reverted to a flawless, smooth, caramel-colored surface. "Now you," one uniformed girl said to a cluster of new Bellas. Tookie stuck her toe on the surface. Solid. She walked slowly onto the gold. The other girls from her pouch followed suit. As the golden liquid rose before them, Dylan started to move and pose. She's good, Tookie thought. But then, instead of mimicking Dylan's body, the gold formed a giant question mark.
All right.
Tookie looked at her own golden shape. It had become a question mark too. So had Piper's and Shiraz's. Every other girl in the plaza had a normal gold doppelganger standing before them. Ha! The ground is more confused about them than I am, Zarpessa snorted. The girl named Chaste, whose diamond pasties were threatening to slip off, snickered. I've never seen the reflection pool use punctuation before, said a voice behind Tookie. Tookie and her 3 pouch mates spun on their heels. Behind them stood a strikingly beautiful, incredibly tall girl wearing the two-tone leotard uniform. She had long, shiny reddish hair with lots of bounce and body, dark brown almond-shaped eyes which turned up in a friendly way, and a smile on her face that made her look as if she was on the verge of bursting into laughter, the kind that laughed with you, not at you. 5 lines in one
It
sentence.
seemed a lot longer than that.
Excuse me, the pretty girl said. I'm looking for Tookie De La Crème from Peppertown, Metopia. She had a Bay Jingle accent. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, but so she's from Bay Jingle. That's me, Tookie said shyly. The pretty girl squinted, perplexed. You're Tookie? You look... Well, anyways, hi. I'm so happy I found you. She thrust out her hand. I'm Zen Zen. It is my destiny to be your Modelland Bella tour guide today. Then she smiled slyly and whispered. Well, maybe not exactly my destiny. I swapped my group for yours. But hey, destiny's what you make it, right? I mean, you flew here in CL, didn't you? I just had to meet you. I'm kind of obsessed with her. Before Zen Zen could finish gushing, Guru Applause's hand person, which was passing... They're referring to Guru Applauses as like a thing.
Yeah. I imagine a female voice, but...
I don't know, but aren't they still people?
Apparently, if you have a hand for a head, you're not. You're just
Because
an
it said they were born like that, which... So I'd assume that they were like still people, but...
I don't know, it's...
Before Zen Zen could finish gushing, Guru Applauses, which was passing in a rush... It's referred to as a thing!
Uh-huh.
I'm more confused by this now. Okay.
Yep.
Before Zen Zen could finish gushing, Guru Applauses, which was passing in a rush, yelled, Zen Zen, authenticity and originality are très importants to culture as they are to identity. Return your chevaux to its color of origin, or you'll be removed from Bella tour guide duties. So authenticity and originality are just as important to culture as they are to identity. I think she can change her appearance. Let me read the next line here. Zen Zen rubbed her forehead and blinked, as if she was creeping quickly toward a panic attack. But I look best with this color. Guru Applause's hand had reddened. If you do not return to your natural color, I will send you to the belladonna.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. And then Zen Zen's hair morphed from soft reddish-brown waves to pin-straight, waist-length, coal-black hair parted down the middle. Ugh, I hate when they make me change my hair back, she said morosely. Look, if C.L. had long black hair, I wouldn't mess with Mother Nature, okay? So it's not about what looks best on me. It's about what looks best on C.L., which in turn looks best on me. So she's just trying to copy CL.
Right.
But apparently she doesn't look like CL.
Right. So, like, the hand's giving her trouble for, like, wanting to look a certain way, and I don't see what the problem is. Like, if she likes her hair a certain way, let her just wear her hair a certain way.
If you have the magical ability that they gave you to transform into whatever, like, appearance you want.
Yeah.
And now she's getting yelled at for changing her hair. But also, like, they do crazy things to models all the time with like dye their hair, cut it off, sew in like the extensions and stuff to hair. So why
does the hand of all people want her to be just herself. Because otherwise, feel if that was Leah Plaza's or Guru Plaza's like true mission for you to be yourself, one picked on the other 4 girls.
Maybe it looks bad on Zenzen, but Tookie says it doesn't. She said that she's really pretty.
Yeah.
That, or maybe the problem lies in the fact that Zenzen doesn't like how she looks. Maybe, but I don't think that's the problem, because at least what she says is that she's just trying to copy C-L because she's so obsessed.
Right.
I don't know. But maybe what it's getting at in reality is that she doesn't like how she looks just by herself. So I don't know.
It's just,
maybe it will tell us more.
It's very contrived, whatever it is. I don't like it.
Dylan was eyeing Zenzen like she should be locked up in a mental facility. See, I'll select us too, Shiraz said enthusiastically, pulling Piper and Dylan in for a tight hug. Zenzen grinned at all of them, snapping out of her funk. Lucky! You all spent intense, intimate time with C-L. You got to speak with her, to touch her, to be chosen by her. If I could roll back time and be a newbie Bellas like you all and get swooped up in Jingle Square by C-L, oh goodness, golly gracious, that would be amazing. When I was 11, I actually tried to change my name to
oh boy,
Zen-L. I'm assuming it's supposed to be Zenel?
Like Zeniel or...
It's Zen, tilde,
Zenel?
and L.
Cool.
Zenel?
Cool. If you want to change your name, go for it. Whatever.
When I was 11, I actually tried to change my name to Zen-L, but my parents refused to let me. Oh, that doesn't have as nice of a flow as C-L.
No, it just doesn't.
So it's probably supposed to be Zenel,
Yeah.
which reminds me of Chanel.
It's not a bad name.
Okay, on with the Bella tour. Zenzen pulled her shiny diamond-shaped badge from her chest and peered at it. With a series of clicks and clacks, the badge unfolded until it was the size of a magazine. Zenzen studied it intently. So, Tookie, I've got your name here, but your buddies aren't on my list. That's weird. She rubbed the surface of the card as if that would somehow make the names appear. Shiraz, Dylan, and Piper looked at one another nervously. Tookie felt a stab of worry, too. She didn't want anything to happen to them. Then Zenzen's eyes widened at something across the courtyard. C-L had appeared once more, standing next to a glowing building. She raised one jeweled tentacle at Zenzen and gave her an eerie, wide-eyed look. Okay, I thought like it was like her jewelry that was like tentacle shaped. Does she actually have like tentacle arms?
It's like a jewelry that's like, it's not like a, well, it was a necklace, I thought, that had tentacles.
That's what I thought.
But maybe it's like she's got, I could picture some sort of like, you know how they have arm bands that kind of wrap around in a spiral? What if that's like tentacular?
Oh, maybe. Let's see. I think I found it. Suddenly, a long, bejeweled, tentacle-like necklace appeared. So it's not actual tentacles. It's just like a tentacle-like necklace. So I'm assuming it's just got like parts that like hang down. Are the necklace is magical? Like the tentacles on it? Like all of a sudden like lift up and like do their own thing?
Maybe is it a smize? It's a smize thing maybe?
Oh. I don't know. Because not everyone gets smizes, so that can't be what the magic is based off of. I don't know, but I guess either she's got like tentacle arms or like her necklace has a mind of its own.
That's weird.
All right. She raised one jeweled tentacle at Zenzen and gave her an eerie, wide-eyed look. Wait a minute. Zenzen held the card out. There were 3 new names here. Dylan of Bobig Teak Nation, Piper of Sans Color, and Shiraz of Candelabra. Look at that. So, C-L can like manipulate, I'm assuming either technology or whatever other magic is that they use for things here.
Uh-huh.
So Tookie though, that sounds like Tookie's supposed to be here. But are the other girls not?
Maybe not.
Because at least Tookie's name showed up on the card, but the other girls didn't.
Yeah, and Tookie could get...
And Tookie had the smize originally, so maybe that's why she gets in.
Maybe.
I don't know.
See, Tilda L got Tookie through the gate, right? Or Tookie got herself through the gate and was rushed through, and then the other three girls, she did a quick pass through, right?
I believe so. Let me check.
To be there.
Yep, because Tookie just walks up by herself.
Mm-hmm.
The face is confused and just tells her to speak louder.
Yeah.
And then it sort of works.
Through.
But yeah, when the other girls go back when CL's trying to get all the girls through past the face gate thing, whatever it is, Tookie gets through just fine. The face is kind of unsure, but it lets her through. CL has to go back and walk up to the face, and her weird tentacle thing pokes at the face and glows red or something. So she uses magic on the face and then shoves all the girls through. So maybe they're the ones that aren't supposed to be there.
Kind of feeling
Interesting.
she picked multiple random girls so that Tookie wouldn't be alone, maybe, and wouldn't be singled out, but that they weren't at all supposed to be there otherwise.
The girls let out sighs of relief. Tookie wondered if C.L. had something to do with it, but she couldn't think about it for too long. When she looked up again, Zen Zen was halfway across the courtyard, leading them over to a group of new recruits. This group of girls inspected Dylan, then Shiraz, then Piper, then Tookie. Their eyes grew narrower and their brows more furrowed. Whispers began. "Oh, sister, we are getting bitter... What is this?
Oh, boy.
Oh, sister, we are getting bitterballed by those girls," Dylan muttered. "Bitterballed?" Piper raised an eyebrow. "Bitterballs are in aisle 592 at the Beau Big Teak," Dylan explained. "They clear up all sorts of gastrointestinal problemos, but lordy, the expression your face gets stuck in while your belly's getting healed is a stinker." So they just make you make weird faces.
Yeah.
"I see your point, Dylan," Piper admitted. "These young ladies probably think we cheapen the prize." Zenzen and the girls stopped at the group ZZ and Chase were in, which didn't have a Bella tour leader. "I'm head tour guide," Zen said, "and I'll take you 2 groups from here. Stay with me. I wouldn't want you to get clawed on your first day."
Oh.
She laughed nervously. "Clawed?" Tookie wondered.
Mm-hmm.
Zen led the girls down a long crescent-shaped path towards the left side of the M building. "The entire golden area in front of the M building is called the M Plaza," she recited. "The M building houses the Belladonna and all of the Modelland administration and who knows what else. One must never go inside unless explicitly invited." She gestured to her left. "All the way down this path and directly on the other side of the M building is the O, where later the Belladonna will welcome you. Can you guess what it stands for?" "Ovaries," Chase called out slyly. "Obi?" tried a girl from Fuji. "Ox tongue?" Shiraz yelled. "Oddballs?" Tookie whispered. "No," Zen grinned. "The O is for..." She drew it out, pausing for effect. "Opera!" Shiraz's eyes nearly popped out of her head. "Opera? We get to do the singing here at the Modelland too? Oh, wee! I will sing lead." "Unfortunately, Shiraz," Zen lamented, "you will not be the star of that show." Then Zen launched back into her tour script. "The Belladonna is the latest generation of the Modelland royal line and has commanded the school for 10 years. The statues that lined the entrance hall, past Belladonnas." The group strolled down the path until they came upon a circle of floating images of the world's current most famous Intoxibellas. There was a special section for the new 7/7s, the one Tookie had seen at the demonstration the other day. Evangelinda, Simone, Sindizi, Limora, Katucha, Bev Jo, and Exodus. Seeing Exodus's name sent a pang through Tookie's chest. Our escape plan, Lizzie. What was she doing now? Where had she gone?
It's literally the first time she thought of Lizzie in the last hour.
Why that one all staticky? Shiraz whispered, pointing to one. Maybe I can fix it, Piper suggested. Who is it? Zen bit her lip. It's my glorious and most magnificent C.L, but I can't speak about why her image is fuzzy. It hurts my heart too much. Tookie and the girls looked at each other. Please, tell us, Tookie said. God, don't you know anything? ZZ piped up. catching up to them from the back of the group. C-L went rogue. My colorist's aunt's sister's grandfather's daughter knows her.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
And she said C-L lost her mind trying to beat to her own crazy drum. Zen winced. Oh, please don't say it like that. But Zizi breezed on, enjoying knowing something the others did not. And my uncle's daughter's best friend's designer buddy told me that the reason C-L is back at Modelland is because she's being punished for being off message. Chase looked impressed at Zizi's knowledge. All the girls in the group chattered with this new bit of gossip. Tookie's ears burned with the sounds of different languages swarming around her. Words from Quito, the land of safaris and tribal dance, filled the air. I wonder how they're punishing her. Phrases from Tulip, the land of windmills. Tulip, T-O-O, capital L-I-P. Tulip. Not tulip the flower. Tulip. Phrases from Tulip, the land of windmills, engulfed her. Do you think she'll lose her Intoxibellas status forever? Two girls muttered in Pyramidian. Has C-L truly lost her mind? Chase snorted. C-L's gone loony. She brought them here. She gestured to Tookie and the others. Bitterballs for sure. Enough gossip, Zen said angrily. She bolted ahead of the group, holding herself stiffly, and turned down a narrow sidewalk off the main path. The group stood in front of an enormous wall of twisted trees and plants with rapidly moving large bulbs and ivy-like vines. All made of fabric, Tookie assumed. As they watched, the vine wall sprouted immense burgundy and eggplant-hued metal thorns. Zen dove straight toward the thorns. Right before they should have impaled her, the thick vines parted, revealing a new path made of mirror-like stones. Come on, girls, she called over her shoulder. You are now entering Beautification Boulevard.
Oh, boy.
This is where all of your classes will occur, assuming, of course, that you survive the THBC. THBC? Tookie swallowed. What's that? Zen turned around, her face reddening. Actually, I'm not supposed to mention it. She whispered. I really wish I could tell you, but Guru Ganero likes to keep it secret.
No, there's another one of those?
Yes.
So good.
I wonder what this one looks like.
It's got a foot for a head.
I really wish I could tell you, but Guru Ganero likes to keep it secret. I'll give you one teensy hint. It's a special test, not for the Fashion Week or faint of heart. So Fashion Week, W-E-A-K, Fashion Week.
Instead of the Fashion Week. Nice.
Tookie dared a glance at the other girls. Shiraz, Piper, Dylan, and quite a few others in the group looked nervous. Zizi, on the other hand, shrugged nonchalantly, tossing her auburn hair over her shoulder. Then Zen whipped around and continued to walk. Beautification Boulevard consists of dozens of distinct structures, each designed specifically for one class, she explained. Each structure's architecture directly correlates to the subject matter you experience within them. C-L was a master at all of her courses on this row. To this day, not one student has surpassed her extraordinary skill. What you want to bet Tookie does?
Yep, probably.
Zarpessa flounced the ends of her yellow dress. That's because I just got here. Tookie looked down the boulevard. At the far end was a large, open-work structure shaped like an immense egg. A narrow wooden plank traversed its center, and there was a scoreboard. Spectator seats lined the inside of the frame. What kind of game is that for? Tookie wondered. That, Zen said, pointing at the egg building as though reading Tookie's mind, is the Orb Arena, where pretty boys and gorgeous girls battle in man attack. One word.
All right.
The one class you'll have with our Brother Male Modeling Academy.
Oh God! I was wondering why none of the guys was chosen for T-Dod. Oh no!
Hold on. The one class you'll have with our Brother Male Modeling Academy, Bestosterone.
Why?
Like
Why?
best and testosterone,
Why
but
does everything
together.
have to be a pun? Why?
I don't know.
Why? Because this story's not. not explicitly in most cases trying to be punny. I just think she's like, oh, I can just name things with puns and it'll make it better.
So you have Modelland, which is normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then testosterone.
Testosterone. Why can't guys just go to Modelland?
I
As inclusive as a society as they have. Why can't guys just be part of modeling? They're models too. Why they have to go to testosterone?
don't know.
Did they get a T-Dot? It's unfair.
What do they have to do? Like, strut down, like,
Probably
the sidewalks
strut.
too? Or?
Yeah, they strut, I'm sure, too.
Bring it on, Chase crowed. Can we do that today? No, we never know when man attack will happen, Zenson said. Man attack!
It sounds so
It
bad.
sounds awful.
It sounds horrible.
Man attack from the boys at testosterone.
We're all dead. Doomed and dead.
No, we never know when man attack will happen, Zen said. It's always a surprise. And anyway, girls, males are accessories at Modelland. Don't ever forget, we're the stars, not the boys. Yeah, they do some modeling stuff, but basically, we have them here to work for us. Build our buildings, provide security and eye candy. That sort of thing.
Seems extremely sexist, but since it's toward males, it's not sexist, right?
I guess. I mean, like, granted, like, the modeling industry is mostly all female, but you
Right,
still have
like-
lots of male models.
Yeah,
Wait, but these guys are at an actual other model academy.
yeah.
Why are they the ones doing, like, all the building?
I think is there other just random guys hanging out at Modelland that aren't part of
Well,
the academy?
Maybe that's what it is. Okay, because she doesn't necessarily that the male students are the ones
Right.
doing it. So maybe there's just
This is-
actually other guys around there that
I'm
do build the buildings and
Guessing
things.
so?
Okay, guess we'll find out.
Yep.
Maybe. We never found out about the gizzards.
No, we never did find out about
So who knows what we will or won't learn about the world.
Oh, man.
They continued down the boulevard, passing more fantastical and unique structures. A windowless plaid cube about the size of a department store, balanced on the very tip of one of its corners. To the left, Tookie saw a ship bobbing on a body of water that seemed to appear out of nowhere. Through the round portholes, she could just make out a class in session. A group of girls stood in neat, even rows, making bizarre faces in unison. That boat building is where Kara class takes place, Zenzen explained.
So what's the pun? Is it some name of somebody?
CCC 3 Kara? I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand. Tookie wasn't sure if she should feel excited or alarmed. She'd never been on a boat before. Okay, I'm assuming this is just floating in like a little like pool or something.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going out to sea.
No.
Whatever. She'd never been on a boat before. The only opportunity to go on the water in Metopia was on a yacht in Ladorno, and only the rich got to do that. Then Tookie swiveled around and stared in the other direction down the boulevard, fixing her eyes on an immense octagon-shaped course broken up by high walls, gravel pits, flamethrowers, ropes that whipped indiscriminately, jutting corners, sections of runways, and, of all things, spinning dance floors. As if that wasn't confusing enough,
Yeah.
thumping trance music began to pump loudly from the space. Shiraz started bopping to the beat. Dylan smirked. You really can't help yourself, can you? Tookie watched Shiraz, feeling a familiar pang. Shiraz's dancing reminded her of Miracle. But then, Shiraz was much more pleasant to be around.
I don't know. I don't know that she explicitly is. You've known her for 15 minutes.
And, like, she kind of seemed a little snooty at first, too.
Yeah.
Like, now she seems a lot better in comparison to, like, Chase and Zizi, who finally is actually showing some reason why Tookie might not
I
like her.
Finally.
So, maybe her dislike of her is actually warranted. So,
Maybe.
at least there's more detail on that now. So she's not just hating her for, dating her crush.
So pretty. I love him. I love him. No one loves him like I love him.
So, what is that place, Tookie? They missed a punctuation mark.
Nice. Good job,
Yep,
guys.
they missed part of the quotes. Look at. So what is that place, Tookie asked?
Rip.
See, again, like, finding, like, small errors like this makes me feel better.
Makes me feel so good inside.
Because I'm like, look, even editors aren't perfect.
Yep.
They probably just got really tired of reading through
Oh,
this and having to
100%.
read it again and again.
They
so
just
closely.
stopped reading it.
So what is that place? Tookie asked Zen Zen after the impromptu dance party had ended. It looks like an obstacle course or something. You're very close, Zen Zen smiled at her. The final year Bellas, that would be me and my class, train on that course for the 7-7 tournament. Dylan raised her eyebrows. I didn't know the 7-7s actually trained. I thought it was just about who was the prettiest. All right.
I didn't realize this was like, I thought this was like a several week competition like Hunger Games. I guess I didn't like realize until now when she said like first years and last years.
Yep, you're there for a long
This
time is what it seems like. Because like when it presented the 7-7s, like they seemed a lot older than the like what 14-year-old girls that are chosen.
Yeah. So you have to go there 7 years. It's like Harry Potter.
Maybe.
There's 7 people that make it to their
Let's
7th
see.
year.
Well, it doesn't say necessarily 7. It just says the final year Bellas.
I'm guessing that it's 7 years and there's 7
Would make
people that
sense.
make it to the
Seems
end.
to be a theme. So like with these like moving like runways and stuff, and I wonder if Tyra either is picturing some of the crazy catwalks she made people go down in America's Next Top Model. Like I'm thinking of there's one like runway that they have to go down where it's like 2 discs and one spinning one way and the other spinning the other.
Yep.
And it was really hard for people like not to twist their ankle and die.
Yep.
So I wonder if she's either channeling like that idea into this like training course, or if she wrote the book, got the idea for that runway from the book.
Like, it's a total possibility. Yep.
But you know, then maybe she did that, but she obviously toned it down. I don't remember flamethrowers.
Yeah, not quite.
I thought it was just about who was the prettiest. Which certainly wouldn't be you, Zarpessa said under her breath. The prettiest? Zen Zen giggled, addressing Dylan's question. Oh, Dylan, haven't you seen that pretty here is just a commodity? That every girl is easily exchangeable for the next Bella? There's so much more to that equation. So, she's saying all of them are just like, every girl is easily exchangeable for the next Bella. That sounds so bad. I know she's trying to make the point that it's not just whoever's pretty, it's you actually need like skill and substance and to have personality.
Right.
But I don't know if I would have phrased it like that.
Yeah.
I think she should have just left it at, you've seen that pretty here is just a commodity. There's so much more to the equation. I think that's how she should have left it. But
Totally left it like that.
that's just me. Equation? Piper looked excited. If it deals with mathematics, specifically algorithmic statistics, I'll be an immense help to you all. Zizi rolled her eyes. Where did C tilde L dig up this idiot savant? She whispered, loud enough for everyone to hear. Chaste giggles. There's no reason to worry about the 7-7 tournament now, Zen Zen assured them, ignoring Zizi. You're years away from competing. And probably not all of them will make it anyway. Then Tookie noticed a girl wearing a long, flowing giraffe print gown and 5-inch leopard heels running the 7-7 course. She dodged the flames, nimbly cleared the walls, expertly walked the runway upside down, and gracefully performed a dance routine before disappearing into a waterfall. Wait, so is she walking the course on like her hands at some point, or does like the runway like go upside down and she can magically like stay on it?
I can't picture any of this because of how absurd it all is.
It's something. Zen Zen's nose wrinkled. Of course Caitlin would be practicing already. We aren't supposed to start until 2 weeks before the 7-7 announcement. I should report her. Zen Zen checked the timepiece on her wrist. Oh, goodness golly gracious, I have to finish fast. She started walking again. This is only one section of Modelland. There is much more that you will be allowed to experience firsthand, should you survive the THBC. Oops! She clapped a hand over her mouth. Pretend I didn't say that, okay?
Oh, dear, I've said too much.
Whatever THBC is, I can't imagine all of us surviving it, Zarpessa simpered. viciously eyeing Tookie's crew. Then Zenzen motioned for all the girls in the group except Tookie, Piper, Dylan, and Shiraz to gather together. The girls did so, eyeing Tookie and the others with snarky confusion. I have one last piece of knowledge to share with you, Zenzen leaned in close. It's about Catwalk Corridor. Technically, I'm not supposed to warn you about it, but when C. L used to give these tours, she always broke the rules a bit and warned the girls. So beware Catwalk Corridor. You never know where it may appear. It's nothing stinging antiseptic and a tetanus shot can't fix, but still it can give you a fright. Tookie's stomach roiled with dread. Then Zenzen giggled nervously. Wait, so hang on, who's she telling? I think she's telling
The group?
Is Zenzen telling the group? Because she pulled like the other girls aside from Tookie and the others. Is she telling the mean girls, or is she telling Tookie's group? I'm assuming she's like sharing this information with Tookie's group to give them a leg up since the other girls are just
Being awful.
Yeah. Tookie's stomach roiled with dread. Then Zenzen giggled nervously. Really, Catwalk Corridor isn't half as bad as the ugly room. You don't ever want to get sent there. And then there are some of the natural dangers around this place. She leaned even closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. You all know about the diabolical divide, right? For sure, that's a big and scary no. Don't you dare enter it. And there's more than one way to get to it, so be careful. Rarely, like every few years, but too often if you ask me, the divide sends out fireballs at Modelland. Many years ago, a fireball landed right on top of the old 7-7 stadium. It burned the whole thing down, and a bunch of girls died. And... Screech! A piercing alarm cut off Zenzen's tirade. Hordes of tour groups ran down the boulevard, stampeding past Tookie and her group in a blur of arms and legs. Okay, but hang on, going back to the fireballs.
Yeah.
What? So they have fireballs. The diabolical divide shoots fireballs at Modelland?
Why the heck would they have Modelland right there?
Better yet, why don't they build like a wall? They obviously like don't have a high enough wall, I guess. They have gates, so they must have a wall, but... Okay, so if the albino like city, the Sen's color, can have like a huge like bubble dome over top of their city for protection, why can't Modelland? Also, why is it necessary? Why is this a necessary thing? What is the point of this like weird risk of like, yes, beware of the giant fireballs falling from the sky that appear just suddenly.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it, but just beware.
I don't know. I wonder if that'll ever show up again.
I'm sure. Now it will.
Zenzen waved her arms around. That's the buzzer. Run, girls, to the O. Back through the thorn bush. You know the way. Now. Shiraz took off instantly in a cheetah-like sprint. Piper was close behind her, her gallop precise and efficient, like she was speeding forward but barely moving at the same time. Dylan followed, her run a sexy swagger. Tookie had not yet moved. She felt stuck, compelled to observe, just for a moment. She considered her place in this place. The place every girl in the world wanted to be. The place that produced the only world-famous people on the planet. Where did she fit in here? From the looks of the nearly perfect bodies that ran ahead of her, minus the 3 misfits who accompanied her on her trek, she knew that she was living not her fate, but someone else's. Miracles. Tookie wasn't sure if she should just run and hide or run to catch up with the girls sprinting towards their destinies. Run! A kind-faced girl whose eyes were decorated with a smize, who wore a headphone contraption tapped on... Run! A kind-faced girl whose eyes were decorated with a smize and who wore a headphone contraption tapped Tookie on the shoulder. Come on, you can do it! It felt like a sign. Tookie lifted her right leg, then her left. She started into a run. 4 steps later, her large right foot got caught on the back of her left leg. She stumbled, suddenly airborne, then went straight down into a textbook Tookie De La Crème fall. The end of chapter 14.
Cool.
Your turn.
Okay. Chapter 15. The Belladonna's Burden. Tookie's right foot had hit her left leg with the power of a sledgehammer, forcing her knee to give way. But before she could tumble to the ground, she dredged up all her strength. No, Tookie would not crumble. Not this time. Screech! The buzzer wailed. Tookie regained her balance and ran as fast as she could. Zenzen had told her to look for the thorn bush. But where was it? She spied a wall of prickly metallic brush. She hurtled herself into it, just as Zenzen had done minutes before. Ouch! Wrong plant. I want this to be a movie just for scenes like this.
So you can see her, like, impale herself on these thorns. Poor Tookie.
She ran down the street until she spied another wall of thorny vines. Tookie eyed it, not sure if it was friend or foe. But then one of the thorns arched up and seemed to smile at her. Tookie gawked. Taking a deep breath, she jumped full force toward it. The barb bush opened, revealing the passageway to the O. "Thank you," she yelled back. The thorny passageway closed with a thwack. Tookie ran down the crescent path toward the left side of the M building.
Wait, how did she, like, there was a stampede of girls running for this thorn bush, and the chick that, like, taps her on the shoulder and was right next to her. How did she lose her way?
She's Tookie.
Like, yeah, you might, like, stumble and trip, but this just that, like, part of a second, you're not gonna lose everyone.
Well, Tookie did. Well, maybe it was jumping into that other bush that kind of threw her off.
Why? Okay, but if all the girls are running this way, why would you run this way at the wrong thorn bush?
Because you're Tookie.
Okay.
Because you're so completely and utterly helpless because you're a main character and such an underdog.
And you gotta have that, like, joke aspect of, oh, look at Tookie, she ran into the wall.
Oh, Tookie ran into wrong bush. Oh, poor Tookie. Tookie. Not my favorite character that's ever existed.
Right now, I feel like she's kind of just there.
She
hasn't done anything.
No. She knows a lot of languages.
She knows a lot of languages, but she's kind of just there.
She's a very just there character.
Hopefully that changes as she gets, like, hopefully gets more confident in herself.
She's just gonna randomly, luckily win stuff. It's totally gonna be CL handing her victories this whole time. Just to prove
I
a
could
point.
see it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Because she just doesn't want whatever's going on right now to keep going. The buzzer screeched even louder and faster now, like it was counting down. "You're not going to make it, Tookie. You waited too long back there." Modern symphony music grew louder in her ears, the only indication she was making any headway. Tookie rounded the curve at the end of the walkway and came to a wall of... She squinted. Are those zippers? There were hundreds of them. Zippers of all sizes, some as tall as Tookie, perfectly polished ones, broken ones, zippers placed vertically and horizontally. It was obviously a dead end. I was waiting for that to go on for like a whole paragraph. The music in the O swelled. The hideously screeching buzzer was almost a continuous noise. Tookie was running out of time. She whipped around, considering trying a different path, but she was met by yet another wall of zippers behind her. Unfastened zippers, zippers on the diagonal.
You jinxed it.
I did jinx it. It's just going to keep going. She turned around once more, and then there was another wall of zippers. She was surrounded. Now the only thing Tookie could see was the sky. A flock of rainbow-colored birds flew overhead, seemingly flapping in the direction of the music. "Hello?" Tookie called desperately. What if she'd taken a wrong turn and was stuck in the weird zipper room forever? Maybe this was her Modelland fate.
Why don't you try and open one of the zippers?
"Hello?" she screamed again.
Help! Somebody! Anybody!
Rustling made her turn. A stuck zipper started to wobble. The teeth parted and a figure jumped out. Tookie gasped. It was C-Tail the L.
Is it really?
Yeah. Ciel was now wearing a silver and purple bodysuit and a silver circlet headpiece framing her face. Dressy somehow. And she didn't look happy. Tookie cowered, not knowing what to expect. A reprimand? Would C-Tilda-L send Tookie back to Neutopia? She felt ashamed that she disappointed someone she so badly wanted to impress. Ciel strode toward Tookie and grabbed her arm roughly. Come on, girl. We gotta move. If you don't make it to the O before she starts her anthem, follow me. Okay. Tuning on her heel,
Right.
Ciel scampered up the nearest zipper wall and put one leg into the halfway stuck zipper through which she just emerged. She gazed down at Tookie, who still stood on the ground, dumbstruck. Well, come on. It's like you're mountain climbing. But I've never mountain climbed before, Tookie stammered. Ciel looked exasperated. Me too.
Yep.
That's no excuse. Fake it till you make it. Mustering up all her courage, Tookie struggled up the zippers, carefully watching her feet to make sure she wouldn't slip. When she looked up, the last of Ciel's foot was disappearing through the half-open zipper. Tookie scrambled to the point herself and looked through the opening. It was pitch black and as silent as a tomb. It's now or never, Tookie, she thought, and tumbled in. Immediately, she got the sense that she was sliding down, down, down. Screams echoed in her ears. After a moment, she realized they were hers. Stop overreacting, Ciel's voice echoed off the walls. We're just in the zip-zap. We'll be there in a second. Be where? Tookie asked. No answer came. Instead of being an opening to the other side of a wall, like Tookie had expected, the zipper fed into a chute filled with fast-flowing air. The air pushed her around curves and down steep drops. It propelled her straight up, 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 and then down, down, down. Finally, she landed on her butt on a cushy surface and opened her eyes. A jagged slit slowly opened, and daylight rushed in. When Tookie's eyes adjusted, she could see that she was next to Ciel. The zipper had let them out in the old plaza. The rest of the Modelland student body stood in front of them, staring at an empty stage. Wow, thank you, Tookie said to Ciel. The statuesque Intoxibellas shrugged. Then someone snickered a few feet away. Zizi was watching Tookie, a big smirk on her face. Tookie hung her head. Ciel glared at Zizi, then grabbed Tookie's chin hard. Listen to me. You're different. Way different. You know that. You're gonna experience lots of cuts and slices here, but you'd better suck it up. The girl who is sucking your blood is hurting way more than you. Never stoop to her level.
Good advice.
Yeah, I'm just...
Don't listen to people who are going to try and tear you down.
Right, and my thoughts just kind of keep going back to something of the, like, not everybody is super confident and is good at pushing themselves, and that's okay to, be shy or, intimidated by things. It's not okay for it to run your life, but what's kind of unfair is she's been thrown into this situation where she's obviously not comfortable and not excelling, and just oh, well, no, you just have to suck it up because...
I think it's... Well, yeah. I think what Tookie just really needs to be told is that you can do it. And have more, positive reinforcement, more,
Right.
positive, comments about herself, because she has no self-confidence. She's been told she's, weird, different, ugly, like a forget-a-girl, as she herself has said.
Yep.
So, she's just lacking so much confidence because she's never been told that, yes, you are pretty, or you're pretty in your own way, or that you're unique. It's never been a good thing for her. So, it makes sense that she has no self-confidence. So, I think what C-Tilda-L really has to do, and instead of saying, just fake it till you make it, and just saying, suck it up, it's, you just have to, help give her that confidence.
Right.
Help her build it up, because she has none there. Start saying, hey, you are pretty, or, hey, you might look a little bit different, but that doesn't make you ugly, or stuff like that.
And not just suck it up.
Right. So, Because like while saying like, hey, don't let ZZ tear you down just because she's essentially compensating for something.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I get that this is all good intention, but it still rubs me slightly the wrong way. Like, yes, I want Tookie to just get over her issues, but it's...
You're not just gonna get over
Here,
that.
child, I know you have all these festering wounds inside of you. Just get over it.
That's
Just get
not
over it.
quite how that works.
No, not quite.
You don't just like suddenly like that change into like suddenly gain confidence. It's like
Yeah.
this will be a process for poor Tookie.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time. You need to ease her into it, and throwing her into this and then telling her to suck it up's not the way to build on
Build that
character.
confidence, yeah.
Yeah. Tookie nodded, squirming as Ciel's sharp fingernails dug into her skin. That's the other thing. That's like physical abuse. She was happy Ciel was giving her advice, but also a little scared. Suddenly, Ciel released her, pushing her forward. When Tookie turned, she saw that shackles had appeared on Ciel's wrists and ankles. Ciel staggered backward and fell into the zip-zap. Tookie gasped. Should she go after Ciel? But then she heard a cheer behind her and turned toward the O. It was actually an O-shaped plaza behind the M building. An immense waterfall cascaded to the ground from an invisible source in the sky. Past and present Intoxibellas played in the waterfall and then sprang to life in 3D water forms. Ciel's image was not displayed. This is just like she's tripping on something. Tyra is tripping right now because, like I've said before, I could never, in my wildest dreams and vanities, with as much intoxication that occurred, imagine crap like this. Like, I'm trying to...
I want a waterfall, but there's nowhere for the water to come from, so it's just there.
It's just there because it can be, because it's fantasy fiction and we do whatever we want. There's no laws to the land.
I'm so confused by their magic system. Like, the world is obviously built on magic and Modelland itself.
There's no system.
And, like, but, like, not everyone has magic, and you get magic from your, whatever, like, belt things the Intoxibellas get to wear. But, like... So then what's what's causing their magic to be able to build these, like, magical places with the zippers, the weird waterfall coming out of nowhere? So, yeah, there's no established magic system because it was established that you only get magic, or what I had assumed and what it seemed to be is that you only get magic if you become an Intoxibella. They're the only magical people. So then... What is, first of all, who's giving the magic? Is the land magical itself? How do they have these magical, like, places? Is the Belladonna head of the place? Maybe she's got magic?
Maybe.
And then is, like, distributing that out to people? Maybe she's the one that builds the city? I don't know.
I have no clue what's going on.
It's strange.
It's just, it puts me, like, if we could only just establish a magic system and make sense of it, instead of throwing random things like zipper walls and like random waterfalls like everywhere, I would feel comfortable existing in this world.
Why is there a zipper room?
I don't know, because we needed conflict for Tookie to struggle even more, because that's the only reason that this exists.
Because, like, it doesn't seem to have a purpose. Like, at least, like, the waterfall. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be, like, they're projecting images on the screen, or on, like, the waterfall, and then, like, they have, like, the water figures dancing out. So, like, at least it serves a purpose. It's, like, for entertainment. It's, like, it's a stage. But then, like, the zipper room, it's... Maybe it'll show up again. Maybe it's a way to, like, cross between different parts of Modelland. But...
It's really hard to...
Why are there thorns? Like,
it just...
Also, they said... Oh, okay. I was going to say, why are there tour groups there? Maybe it was to confuse tour groups, but the tour groups are the actual, like, Bellas that get brought in.
Want there to be, if there's going to be magic, establish a system, give us that system, and let's move forward. But throwing random stuff at us like this makes me so uncomfortable. to try to imagine what's going on, and I can't wrap my mind around it, and then I get frustrated because I'm like, this makes absolutely zero sense.
I feel like walking into Modelland would be like walking into like a carnival funhouse where
Yeah.
every room is different and doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know it's not supposed to make a lot of sense because it's like a fun house kind of deal.
It's like
It's supposed to be wacky.
It's like a carnival mixed with Tim Burton style of wacky and weird. And
Alice in Wonderland. That's what it reminds me of.
It's a very Alice in Wonderland feeling place. It's okay. 99 Bellas, all still in their T-Dod garb, clogged the space. In front of them was a group of a few hundred girls dressed in the same uniform as Zen Zen and other tour guides. The two-tone leotard and pants outfit, but there were subgroups, each wearing a different color, seemingly split according to their ages. Brilliant yellow centuras encircled their waists, but what struck Tookie most was that the groups got smaller and smaller the closer they got to the front of the stage.
Well, duh. Okay, so 100 people get chosen at T-Dod. You know that only 7 become the 7 Intoxibellas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, duh, they're gonna get weeded out
smaller.
somehow.
Yep.
I don't live in this world and I can understand this.
Like, literally just cross off, but what struck Tookie most. Just say,
just
the groups got smaller and smaller. So, like, you're just establishing the older girls are closest to the stage, because they know how to get there fastest or whatever.
Yep.
Tookie's eyes strayed to the left, to an assembly of about 300 other girls. Whoa! Some were not girls at all, but older women. They were totally nude, and their flesh seemed to be made of hard plastic, with creases at every joint. The shoulders, elbows, and wrists, the neck, hips, knees, and ankles. I'm just trying to decide...
Are these like... I'm thinking like the posable like art dolls for like figure drawing.
Yeah. But what just threw me off was like the shoulders, elbows, and wrists, the neck, hips, knees, and ankles.
Joints. It's talking about like how they have joints right before this, right?
There's
how does
two
it say
ends in here. You could just said the shoulders, elbows,
First made of hard with creases at every joint. Shoulders, elbows, and
wrists.
and wrists.
The neck, hip, knees, and ankles. You didn't need "and" twice because you're not connecting those parts explicitly. Elbows and wrists.
Weird.
They're not connected.
Weird. Weird.
Anyway, which made them look like living, breathing mannequins. Their eyeballs were completely black, making them look soulless.
You just said they looked real!
Not anymore! They stood stiffly, staring blankly at the crowd. Just looking at them made Tookie shiver. As Tookie approached the last line of the group of new girls, she noticed Piper, Dylan, and Shiraz. They all turned and saw her at the same time. There you go! Oh, there you are, girl! Dylan cried. Nice of you to make it, Piper said sarcastically, smiling a little. Tookie, arrive! Shiraz bleated. We worry for you. A rush of warmth settled over Tookie. They cared about her well-being. Because they're somewhat normal human beings, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe they were even her new friends. She let this moment sink in for a second. For the first time in her life, she actually used the word friend in the plural. She made a mental note to herself to start spelling friends with 4 S's. No. Friends. In her T-mail jail.
Wait, does she have that with her? I mean, I guess you could just start a new journal, but...
But, like, no, she doesn't have that with her, of course. But, in case you didn't know, that's 1 S for each of the 4 friends she had now. Let's list them.
No!
Dylan, Shiraz, Piper, and, of course, Lizzie. In case you forgot, Lizzie was a thing.
I thought Tootie forgot Lizzie was a thing for a minute.
I think she did. But literally, we could have just left it with 4 S's, friends. And just not had to list Dylan, Shiraz, Piper, because we already established that they were the ones she was talking about.
talking about.
If Lizzie still considered Tookie her friend, yeah, I don't know anymore. The music roared to a crescendo. All girls turned to the front. Something momentous was about to begin. The music changed abruptly to a funky military march. An authoritative female announcer then boomed, "Welcome our protectors, our masons, and the best accessory since the tongue stud, our brethren from testosterone."
Since the what? The best.
Accessories since the tongue stud.
Are they saying like accessory as like jewelry, as in like a tongue piercing, or is this like a weird person?
It's really hard to tell though because this was all in caps, so it gives me no idea if like a tongue stud is a thing or like a person or a title or I don't know.
Also, my mind doesn't think accessory because I feel I don't have a tongue piercing, but I feel like that would, first of all, be very painful. Second of all, make it a lot harder to talk or do anything else.
I hate describing any person or being as an accessory unless it's explicitly for a photo shoot. Explicit. Like, I know you're in model land.
It's like dehumanizing.
It is so dehumanizing. It is the worst thing. I hate it so much. Like, it was protectors. Good. Masons? Sure. Accessories. I hate it.
That devalues you. Plus, it also, like, implies that you're, like, something that you own.
Yeah. And I get it. This is the modeling world in which guys aren't at the forefront usually because sex sells, and a lot of times that's viewing of women. But I do not like, the only time you should be calling a person an accessory is literally explicitly for a photo shoot. Like, here, you're just like, you go with this person in the photo. Mm-hmm. You're not the focus.
Because, like, if this were reversed and you were to call, like, a woman your accessory...
Yeah.
There would be so much backlash.
But no, it's male, so it's not sexist.
Well, maybe it's trying to, like, do a weird, like, role reversal, and, like, maybe it's trying to make people uncomfortable. I don't know. We'll have to see how it's presented later on. Because if it's trying to make people uncomfortable, make readers angry, then it's done
working.
A good job.
It's working.
It's done a good job if that's the goal of this. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the people are portrayed and like how Tookie herself feels about calling people like accessories. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the main characters, how they take in the world, I feel like that is probably supposed to be the idea that you're supposed to get about the world yourself. Right. So, like, if Tookie's uncomfortable, if she were to be uncomfortable with calling people accessories or viewing people as that, then that's supposed to, like, trigger the idea in the reader that, oh, this is wrong. Mm-hmm. Because so far, Tookie has been a reliable narrator. She's not crazy.
Not completely.
So, like, it'd be different if you had a very unreliable narrator and they're like, yes, there are my accessories. There are my belongings. Then you're not supposed to agree with the unreliable narrator like that. You're supposed to be like, yeah, there's something wrong with their train of thought.
Yep. So hopefully,
we'll keep an eye on how.
Hopefully that's where this is going.
How they view people.
And hopefully we get a better worldview from her. But as it stands right now, I hate this so much.
Yep.
The Centura-clad groups of girls applauded in a rhythmic clap, thigh slap, and whistle serenade that offered a perfect complement to the beat of the music. A group of young men marched in, doing a highly powerful staccato dance. Each was more handsome than the next.
Oh, the poor ugly guy that has to go to the front.
Each was more handsome. No, the way it sounds like is they put the ugly dude at the back, and so like each was more handsome than the next. So they put the handsome dude up front, and the next one they just get
I just heard it wrong. Oh no.
No, like I think she worded it wrong.
Because usually it's like each was more handsome than the last.
Yeah.
Oh, so they did put the really gorgeous guy up front.
They put the ugly guys at the back. Aww. But I think Tyra just worded this wrong. I think each more handsome than the last is what's supposed to be.
We'll see.
They wore black billowing trousers stuffed into calf-high boots, leather suspenders crisscrossing their bare chests.
Is this Magic Mike?
This seems like some sort of stripper shit right now.
Do they have like a high
These are,
boot?
like-
Okay, so like high boots. I'm picturing like combat boots. And then like billowing, what'd you say, billowing pants? And then
Billowing
suspenders.
trousers. So they got like MC Hammer
Yeah.
pants. With suspenders, bare chests. Cool. I like this. Some had laser-like focus. Others were pouting and surveying the crowds of gawking girls, aware of their handsome looks. And still others seemed distracted, their thoughts far away. But all in all, they were a sight to relish. Cleft chins, strong brows, flexing muscles, eyes that look not at you, but through you. I don't like that either. I don't want people looking through me. That means, like, they're looking past me.
Yeah. Because, like, that makes sense for the ones that have, like, a laser focus and are focused on whatever routine or, like, march they're doing.
Right.
For the rest of them, no!
But Tookie's describing this as an attractive thing, that they're looking through her.
No, like, I'm assuming it's trying to, like, give the idea that they have, like, a piercing gaze.
Right.
But you also... You don't want people looking through you. Like, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Not
at
necessarily.
all.
Nope.
You don't want to be, like, talking to someone. If they're looking through you, that should not be attractive. That means they're ignoring you. Or not paying attention. Whatever.
I'm claiming him first, Chaste cried. Which one? Zizi asked.
You can't claim well, okay, so girls talk like this still, like, oh, he's mine,
mine.
I have dibs.
Yeah.
But the way she says it, and the fact that they're calling them accessories.
Which one? Zizi asked. All of them! Dylan snorted. She looks like the type of girl who'd do all of them, doesn't she? Remember what I said, girls. Zen Zen scuttled back from her class at the front. Don't touch the accessories unless you're doing man attack or a photo shoot with them. See, they're calling them accessories as human beings. This makes me so upset. Please, Tookie, respond. Nope. Suddenly, the melody dropped to an ominous octave. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the board. Not
Board
like
of directors?
no, B-O-R-E-D. A female announcer said. A series of fireworks in the sky spelled B-O-R-E-D. They're spelling that wrong, Tookie told Zen Zen. Zen Zen shook her head. Nope, they spell it that way because that's how they always look. Like people sitting in the front row of a fashion show. They're the highest level of instructors here. The powerful ones. It's mandatory to call them gurus. They respond to the belladonna. I just call them like the board of directors.
Just be the board of directors or something, because...
Make it...
Okay, so if you were the actual board of directors, wouldn't you be really annoyed if, as a joke, they started calling you, like...
Well, it's not even just a joke. Like, they're... Like, actually, that's what they're called. And I hate that so much.
I feel like that never would fly with an actual board of directors.
It shouldn't, but this is modeling.
That and
everyone.
okay, so if so are the board the gurus? So are like the applause person, the hand face person is also the board of directors?
She's part of the board.
And so the board of directors is supposed to sit there and look bored.
Guess so.
That was not the vibe that I got from the hand head person.
Nope, not yet anyways. Maybe later. Tookie counted 6 members of the board, one stranger than the next. Guru Applause marched with them, its hand head waving to the crowd. Another board member, capitalized, an ancient-looking troll of a man, had aged parchment skin that hung loosely from his arms. Every inch of his body was covered in moving tattoos. Again, how does magic in this world work? It just does. Tookie read a message scrolling across his forehead. Long, long ago, the battle raged
far, far away.
Scrolling backwards Star Wars on his forehead. The battle raged between the Muses and the Nar. But before the message could end, the board member frantically wiped his forehead and changed what was being spelled out. The scroll started over. Long, long ago, the battle raged between the muses and the nail polish remover. What?
Is he like, are these his thoughts? Is he like thinking of like a book or like a fairy tale? What?
One board member had lizard skin and yellow eyes and a forked tongue
gizzard?
that sprang out of its mouth.
A gizzard?
That thing makes me feel normal, Tookie thought. As she watched, the lizard's head turned white and it morphed into an alabaster alligator with pink eyes. Piper smiled. I just know I'm going to be his teacher's pet. Well, it wasn't confirmed like gizzard.
Not a gizzard if Piper likes it.
A stunning figure that looked like it was 3/4 man, 1/4 woman. So like a person, generating a half-hearted smattering of applause.
Does it have like all your male parts in like one boob?
Like just a singular boob in the center? Like, I don't know. Like,
What is going on?
that's just a person. 3/4 man, 1/4 woman.
That or maybe they're just like
That's
androgynous and she can't really tell.
They're
And she's like,
just-
I think it's a guy, but it might be a girl.
But that's just androgynous. How are you able to specifically say, 75% of you is masculine and 25% is feminine?
If you have one boob.
If you have one boob that takes
I
up
don't know.
25% of your body.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just the closest that, like, maybe Tyra thought that maybe people wouldn't know what androgynous means, and then this was
She
Tookie's way of
assumes
explaining
we know
it.
a lot of other things.
I know. I'm so confused. So, like, the lizard person, is that magic that made them a lizard? Or they're obviously not a gizzard if Piper's fine with them. So then, why are they an alligator? And
No one knows. Doesn't matter. Magic just works.
they keep calling, like, Guru like, applause and it. But then, like, the other people, like, are given genders, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't like that they're calling, like, the Guru applause, say, or whatever whatever their faces. Well, their faces
If you're
hand,
gonna go non-gender specific, just use they and them.
Yep.
Stop using it.
Yep.
Because that dehumanizes them, which is also not a good thing.
Yep. Especially, like, when we know that, like, Guru applause, it's not like this was magic that made, like, them into a hand or, like, that they chose to be a hand. It says that they were born like that
Yep.
as a hand. So there must be, like, a race of, like, hand-head people things. And, like, see, like, I don't want to call them things because they're also almost fully human. They said, like, they're, like, fully human, except, you know, they have, like, a hand for a face. So, like, they're, like, a race of some sort. Of some sort of, like, living creatures. Like, stop calling them its.
I don't know. This guru wore what looked like the mating result of a black leather jumpsuit and a bustier. He, or she, was muscular, yet thin, with blonde hair slicked back in a tight ballerina bun. When the figure's eyes connected with girls in the crowd, everyone jumped back a step. Then the guru turned and stared at Tookie and her friends. A sickened expression washed over the guru's face. Blood-curdling seconds passed. Tookie spotted a deep gash on the guru's right cheek, directly under the eye. Tookie held her breath, expecting something awful to happen. But then, abruptly, the strange figure continued toward the base of the waterfall, disappearing from view.
So she looks at them and they all jump?
Yeah.
I was picturing, like, I don't know, like, some creepy thing with her eyes, like, or I don't remember who.
He or she.
He or she.
I would
Like, I was thinking it was gonna be, like, Madame Hooch's eyes or something, because, like, a weird color, or, like, snake eyes or something. I don't know.
If any of these people caused me to jump,
It's just, like,
it would have been the
scarred.
alligator person.
Probably.
Not the man-woman. What was that? Dylan murmured. She murmurs a lot. The music shifted again, this time an enchanting classical melody. The deep timpani rolled. The music shifted, and shifted twice, apparently. because music
It
shifted
shifted
again.
and shifted, or?
The music shifted again. It's classical. Deep timpani rolled, and then the music shifted. And on cue, each of the uniformed, color-coded groups started dancing wildly. One group of bellas did an intricate Viennese waltz. Another ballet danced and shimmied wildly. Another trance danced like they were at a pulsing rave. And another responded with acrobatics. They all seemed to be trying to outdance one another. Shiraz grabbed Dylan's hands. "Come on, it's fun!" Dylan gave in and swung her long ponytails round and round. Even Piper did a unique robot-like bop, every movement precise. Suddenly, Tookie got a twinge of sadness that Miracle hadn't been chosen. Her sister would love this. Sister should have been there. Suddenly, the waterfall vanished, revealing an enormous statue standing directly in front of all the girls. The statue was as tall as a 10-story building and made of what appeared to be shimmering, flawless diamond. Atop its dazzling head sat a broad-brimmed headdress. Its chin tilted to the right, its hands froze artfully around its cheekbones, and its eyes remained half closed.
Like this?
"It's," Piper blurted out. The, stammered Dylan. "Bella," chirped Shiraz. "Donna," Tookie whispered. Dylan bit her lip nervously. "She looks pissed off, y'all." One of the blank-eyed, soulless women took 5 giant, measured steps and stood at attention on the left side of the statue. She appeared to be in her mid-40s. She was the only one of the mannequin-body women who wore epaulettes.
Epaulets.
Epaulets?
So those are the, like, fringy things on the
okay.
shoulders, right?
Sure. "Who's that?" Tookie asked Zen.
Wait, aren't they naked, all of the mannequin things?
Yeah, they were nude.
Except she just has the weird shoulder,
She's got
like,
the shoulder fringe
things. Like on, like, a military uniform.
Well, it's certainly a look then, naked. Naked with epaulets.
Just those.
Can't show your shoulders.
Too sexy.
It's too sexy. The shoulders are too sexy. Boobs? Fine. Shoulders? Too sexy. "Who's that?" Tookie asked Zen. "Her name's Persimmon, like the weird fruit," Zen replied. "She's the belladonna's chief menacant." "Menacant? Menacant?" Dylan asked. "Servants of Modelland," Zen explained. "They are failed bellas who dedicated their lives to this place in exchange for never having to leave." She eyed Persimmon.
So they'd rather choose to walk around as a naked mannequin with soulless eyes rather than leave Modelland.
Because these people are crazy. The dark seams of her mannequin joints stood out in the light. "I wouldn't trust her. She always adds her own special spin when she relays a message to the belladonna. We call her Persimmon the Persecutor."
Oh! Oh no!
The music diminished to a steady drum roll. Persimmon turned around and faced the crowd. "New bellas and old," she began, speaking without the help of any microphone Tookie could see. "Male models and mannequins. And the esteemed board, I present to you the most beloved of the beloved, the chicest of the chic, the definer of all things beautiful, and the esteemed leader of all bellas lucky to be led. I present to you the belladonna of Modelland." Everyone in the O dropped to one knee and bowed their heads. Their positions looked as if they were posing for a photograph. The new girls quickly followed suit awkwardly. They're like bowing to her, but it's photographic.
Maybe it just means that it's done in a very, like, artful way, or, like, they hold still and hold the pose.
I feel like I need to just stop questioning things and accepting life for what it is, otherwise we'll never finish this book. Then, as the music flared once more, the grand statue began to move. Tookie's mouth dropped. "The belladonna is a statue?" "Might as well be," Zen said, her gaze nervously darting around the O. "We only see the real thing once a year, at the 7-7 tournament." The statue looked around the O. Its head moved in Tookie's direction. and Tookie's stomach clenched. The belladonna is looking at me! Then the statue directed its full attention to the entire audience and, accompanied by the full orchestra, began to sing.
You don't have to sing.
I can't, guys, I can't. My dear Modelland is a heavenly queendom, its walls rich with memories of yesteryear. Our laws antiquated but must be respected, or I'll discard you like moth-eaten cashmere. Listen to me now, my spanking new no-sees, your infants, your rascals, and oh so askew. You've entered a world that most would slave for, but amongst them all I have chosen you. Tookie tilted her head towards Zen Zen. No-sees? She whispered. New girls, replied Zen Zen, before bringing a finger to her lips. Listen up. This is my favorite part. The belladonna began the chorus of her melody, and the older Bella sang with her. Modelland is your new home. Home, home, the older Bellas sang. Welcome to the Superdome. Dome, dome, sang the older Bellas. For you XX chromosomed. Zomed, the Bellas echoed. Modelland is your new home. Then the belladonna launched into the next verse. Regard your dear neighbor, the Bella to your near left. Ambassador to Modelland is you are now too. She'll excite the world to buy wares of design and splendor. Here's a list of Modelland's curriculum menu. Zen Zen leaned in to Tookie and the girls. Listen to all the great stuff you'll be learning how to entice the world to wear. It's really cool. From footwear to freeze... And this is still singing. From footwear to freeze sprays, foundation face powders, to corsets and camisoles and culottes and trousers, moccasins and miniskirts, mesh tops and bronzers, sandals, suspenders, and sunblocks with powders. Sunblock? Piper commented. Your poster girl is right here, Belladonna. You'll wear waistcoats, wedding dresses, wetsuits, and lingerie, leotards and yellow belts, deodorant every day. Hosiery and houndstooth and rougey lips to chalettes. This is really testing my knowledge of clothing. Bandeaus and bodices and LBDs at soirees. The song is so inconsistent. You'll exfoliate, emulsify, depilate, and moisturize. So, glycerins, jojoba oils, fragrances, and fluorides, cocktail dresses, cardigans, concealers for tired eyes, and practice all your posing tricks from sunset till sunrise. Perform in petticoat-themed, much-attended fashion elite expos. Safari wear tuxedos, tunics, tops, all types of clothes, kilts and cloaks and swinging coats and crocheted kimonos, with audiences making bets on who will fall upon their nose. The older Bellas began to sing the chorus again, and this time some of the new girls sang along. Ciel, dressed in a sateen couture straitjacket, rose to the ground, imprisoned in a birdcage. Its bars were made of razors. Tookie clapped her hands over her mouth. The belladonna continued. Regard this renegade, this rowdy rabble-rouser, this shameless charlatan, this skank scalawag, a troublemaking milady, a traitor defective, while we all zig, this pest must zag. Ciel cast a mournful look at the statue. You've all grown up dreaming, hoping to be her. Now this 777 is inferior to you. So learn from her missteps. Hello to your futures. To Ciel's au revoir, adieus and adieu. Adios and adieu. Beside them, Zen Zen let out a whimper. I feel her pain, she cried, tears forming in her eyes.
They added her and her pain to
to their theme song. I knew it, Zizi yelped. How the mighty have fallen. Maybe if Ciel had a famous boyfriend, she wouldn't be in this mess. The orchestra ended with a crescendo, and all that remained, this is the end of their song, I guess, and all that remained was a lone violin playing a haunting melody. The girls sang the chorus once more, but this time they sounded nervous and even a little fearful. This is scary, mumbled Shiraz. Listen closely to this next part, Zen warned. Uno, the upper-class Bella is called in Gaudian. Whatever, moving on. You will exit my gates through 5 distinct fashions. Listen closely, one of 5 will be your truth. The foolish, moronic, the feeble, the mindless will risk all and re-gift their coveted youth. Re-gift their coveted youth? What does that mean? Asked Tookie. Close your eyes and imagine yourself 50 years older, Zen said. If you leave Modelland without permission, you kiss your youth goodbye. Dos!
Oh!
Uno, dos. Okay, we're speaking in Spanish now. The meek and misguided muckety muck flunkies will ride senso unico through farewell toll booths. Tookie, what's she mean? Shiraz asked.
I would like to know too, Shiraz.
Senso unico means one way and... Stop with these languages!
Tookie needs a purpose. She is their new translator.
Almost to the end of the chapter. Almost to the end. In Capuchinian, Tookie translated, you get a one-way ticket out of here if you continually suck, Zen explained. Trace. Either Castellers will opt for mannequin memoirs, perhaps better to pitiful pre-Modelland pursuits. When the balladonna sang the word mannequin, Tookie turned to look at Persimmon in time to see her head drop. Quattro! Second-string Bellas will opt for the silver screen, miming in the multiplex so trite, so uncouth. The belladonna can't stand actresses, Sensen whispered. She says they're pitiful Modelland rejects who just want any kind of spotlight. I once heard her say actresses are a step below mannequins. Cinco! Prime Fuel emerged 7-7 Intoxibellas. For this reward, pathetics would sell their eye tooth. After the last chorus, the newly recruited Bellas all cheered wildly. The agile ones did high kicks, backflips, and splits in the air. Shiraz did a cartwheel. The statue began singing again, this time without music. Your premature merriment has come much too fast. Disparity between good and bad will be very vast. THBC separates the punks from the class. For some no-sees, Discovery Day will be your last.
What? They are gonna kill people!
They're gonna kill people!
Okay, this whole theme song was so unnecessary.
It's so dumb, and I hate it so much. Trying to read it, especially the 5 paragraphs that were all listed clothing. Let me tell you what the things you're gonna... Here's the theme song. Welcome to Modelland. Let me tell you about the things you're gonna learn to sell. Look down upon this person for a whole paragraph. And now...
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Yeah, and then Spanish words. Like that was.
Why did they change to Spanish?
They just literally would list like at the end of something trees, and then jump into the next couple of lines.
And why are they in
count
different?
To 5.
And some of the stuff is in like different languages too. So unless you're like Tookie and know every word or know all the languages, you're not going to understand what's going on for some of this. So that part doesn't make a ton of sense if they're all speaking in what I'm assuming is English sense.
All I can think is, thank God we're about a third of the way through this book.
So they also deliberately rewrote their theme song so that they could make fun of poor C tilde L.
Yep.
But she's still there. Why didn't they just like kick her out so that she'd aged 50 years? Which is also weird. How does magic work in this?
Magic just is. It just doesn't matter how it works. It just is. This is how this book functions. It just is. Accept it. It's weird. Just accept it.
You don't need to understand.
You don't need to understand. Just accept it. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to end for today. Because I can't take any more right this second. So thanks everybody for listening and watching, and hopefully you enjoyed that, because we certainly did so much. Comment down below, what are some of your thoughts regarding the points that we've brought up? A lot of issues in this last group of chapters. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow along and keep updated on all of our Modelland chapters as we drudge forward and hope we can find a way to finish this book. Yay.
Yep.
All right. Bye.